She knelt in the dirt at dawn, hands raw and bleeding, fitting broken boards together like a puzzle that didn't want to be solved. Each plank came from somewhere else, a collapsed fence, a burned shed, a crate tossed aside by men who never looked back. The wind cut through her thin dress, lifting her hair across her face as she drove a bent nail into warped wood with a stone. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't straight, but it was standing, and that was enough. Every hammering blow carried a memory of doors closed in her face, of nights spent under open sky, of promises that turned to dust. She paused, breathing hard, pressing her forehead against the rough boards as if they might listen. "Just stay up," she whispered. "Just one more night." From the rise beyond the cottonwoods, unseen eyes followed her struggle. A rancher sat his horse in silence, hat low, jaw tight. He told himself to ride away, that watching was not helping. Yet when the wind rattled her shelter and she flinched like a struck animal, something in his chest cracked. He had lumber stacked in his barn, clean, strong, unused. And suddenly, riding away felt heavier than staying. By midday, her shelter leaned like a tired man. One wall shuddered, threatening to give way, and she braced it with her shoulder, laughing once in disbelief when it held. That laugh didn't reach her eyes. Dust clung to her skin, sweat traced lines down her back. She worked until her arms shook, until the world narrowed to wood and nails and survival. Then the sound reached her, slow, deliberate hoofbeats. She froze. Experience had taught her that help often came with a price. She turned, spine straight, chin lifted, ready to run or fight. The rancher reined in a short distance away, respectful, careful. He didn't speak at first. He looked at the shelter, at the broken boards barely holding together, at the way she stood in front of it like a shield. Without a word, he swung down and walked past her horse, untying the load it carried. Lumber slid to the ground, straight planks, solid beams, a gift too big to misunderstand. "I saw you working," he said quietly. "Figured you shouldn't have to do it alone." Her throat tightened. She waited for the rest, for the demand, the condition, but it didn't come. Only silence, and the smell of fresh cut wood. They worked side by side as the sun lowered, words unnecessary. He measured and cut with practiced ease. She held boards steady, passing nails, learning his rhythm. The shelter changed shape under their hands, walls straightening, a roof rising that didn't tremble at every gust. At one point her strength failed, and she stumbled. He caught her elbow without thinking, steady but gentle, then released her just as quickly, as if afraid to overstep. That small restraint meant more than all the lumber. When the last plank was set, she stepped back, staring at what stood before her. It wasn't grand, but it was safe. Solid, real. She pressed a hand to her mouth, shoulders shaking. "You didn't have to," she managed. He wiped sweat from his brow, eyes fixed on the shelter instead of her. "Maybe," he said, "but I wanted to." He left her tools, extra boards, and a promise unspoken. As he rode away, she stood in the doorway of something that finally felt like a beginning, realizing he hadn't just brought lumber. He had brought proof that being seen could change everything.